Injury, pretty easy to assume that he wouldn't be back for the rest of the night. Mitchell with the left hand finishes. And Donovan Mitchell getting off to a good start here in the second half. You know, Doris, going to be interesting to see, how do you think the Lakers best get back into it? And they're only down by 9, make it 6. But it's a different looking team without Anthony. Nice cut by Johnson. And that's why Rudy Gobert is the reigning defensive player of the year. He changes what you do, and he scores it at the other end. Does a chin-up with 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. Ariza from behind the three-point line knocks it home. Lakers down by 5.
Yeah, someone's going to... He obviously is a devastating force. He affects everything you do on the offensive end. The more you can take him away, the better off you're going to be.
And Connolly got all the way to the rim with the offhand, which is really not just Stanley Johnson.
But the non-shooting that the Lakers have, Monk goes right at him. But you can see with the Lakers,
the double drag. Boy, Gobert has a huge size advantage. O'Neal inside for the layup.
It does, but it doesn't necessarily.
Things have gone. Coming into tonight, 5 games under 500, the 9th seed in the West. And Royce O'Neal shooting.
Execution, largest lead, great execution under duress of a shot clock off a dead ball. That is nicely done.
Lakers still with their small lineup out. LeBron at the 5, Forrest off the screen by Whiteside. Little floater, rims halfway down and out, but he'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Trent Forrest.
Yeah, Trent Forrest, obviously the recipient of some of the Joe Ingles minutes. Joe, obviously an extended career with the Jazz, an integral part of their success, to be honest with you. He had my vote last year for 6th man of the year above Jordan. Really could have gone either direction, but this young man, last 6 games, carving out a role here.
Talked about him at Florida State, graduated in 3.5 years there, and worked on his master's degree shortly after that from tiny Chipley, Florida. A small town, Doris, in the Panhandle between Tallahassee heading west on I-10. His mom's a pastor at a local church there, and tells me that he tunes into services every Sunday online out there in Salt Lake City, the All Things New Church in Chipley. Got to catch the word on Sunday. Whistle and a defensive 3-second. Technical foul against the Jazz. Thought it was interesting what Forrest had to say about the impact that Donovan Mitchell has had on him, and his ability to kind of assimilate into being a regular rotation player, and what it says about Mitchell as a leader on this Jazz team.
Come on, I went to Jazz camp a few years ago before COVID, and I was watching Donovan with a guy who was so far down the depth chart he was not even going to be considered for a 2-way roster spot. And yet he's taken time out of the session to put his arm around the guy, give him some instruction. They're trying to help him with a read, and I'm thinking, my goodness gracious, he's not even going to be a part of your roster.
And another bucket for Mitchell. The beat goes on. Mitchell is up to 30 as Dwight Howard gets ready to check into the basketball. Lakers down by 11. Malik Monk from downtown. Monk has provided some pretty strong shooting for the Lakers all season. He's at 40% on the year from three-point territory. It's only an 8-point lead for the Jazz as Dwight Howard gets ready to come into the ball game along with Horton Tucker. This is Howard's first appearance in a bit. He's been battling a bad back. Didn't play Saturday against Golden State.
Reeves comes in as well. Talen Horton Tucker.
Lakers with 4 team fouls. Utah with 2 team fouls. Mitchell. A series of step-through moves and the bucket. He's at 32 and still counting.
That's footwork, that's guile, the abruptness with which he changes direction on you.
And Whiteside, I believe, broke up that lob. Forrest kicks it out to O'Neal, had time to tee it up, line up the seams, and the three ball is pure.
I wonder if the Lakers could have taken a timeout here above half court, cross half court.
They're going to play on here now, it looks like. Vogel changing his mind. Horton Tucker behind the Howard screen. Boy, everything just seems laborious.
Yes.
For the Lakers on offense. They've got to work so hard in the half court.
Correct, particularly when LeBron's off the floor. You know, Westbrook just takes it upon himself right there to use all his abilities to get downhill, to get something. They're missing Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
You know, it gives you another guy who's made a lot of threes. Carmelo leads his team with 116 made threes, more than LeBron, one more than LeBron.
And shooting it at a 39% rate. Well, we have another full day of college basketball Saturday on ESPN. 6 Eastern, Duke against the Seminoles and Florida State. Big guard U, new blood. Florida State Seminoles. Then number 6 Kansas taking on West Virginia. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Number 3 Arizona hosting Oregon. What a day of basketball we have for you on ESPN and the app. Seminoles trying to get back on the right track. Bogdanovich off the flare set by Whiteside. Good offense, everything but the bucket.
A heck of a screen, though, by Whiteside. You know, nothing going to show up in a stat sheet, but he got his team